Hi, everybody. Welcome to Unprepared. I am Megan, and I am unprepared, except I am prepared to play a wonderful game with these wonderful humans. So tonight we are going to be playing Dialect. Unprepared is a show about showcasing GMless and prepless games. So this is probably one of my favorite games of all time, so I'm so excited to share it with you guys. And with these wonderful, wonderful people, we're going to tell a great story together. So we're going to go around and introduce everybody. So once again, so I'm Megan, and I'm going to also ask everybody what their favorite GMless game is, if they have it, or if this is their first GMless game. So my favorite GMless game, so Dialect, is easily one of my favorite games, period. Definitely one of my favorite GMless games. So, but it seems like kind of cheating to say that this is my favorite GMless game.
I don't think
so
it's
I
cheating.
think it always ends up going to Starcrossed. That's what I said last time too, and I absolutely love Starcrossed, and we're going to be playing it here next month with my good friend Jason. So y'all can see some like really awesome two-player game by Alex Roberts, who I adore. So yeah, Starcrossed is my favorite GMless game. So I'm gonna throw it, let's see, we'll throw it down to Nat. So who are you? What are your pronouns?
Hi.
What's your favorite GMless game?
I'm Nat. My pronouns are, I was about ready to say character pronouns because words. My pronouns are he, they, because you gotta support that single they usage. Favorite GMless game has to be Fiasco. It is just a game I've played numerous times, and it's just a good way to have a raucous, rowdy time with a bunch of friends around a table with nothing prepared ahead of time, which is part of why I love it.
Awesome. So then we'll go, of course I just closed we'll go across over to Sam, and then...
Sure. So hey everyone, I am Sam or Samwise. I use they, she pronouns. They are preferred, but don't worry if you say she instead. I actually don't think I've played a GMless game before. I think this might be my first time. At least if I have, I don't remember. I don't know. I played a lot of games in college, but that was I don't remember. But I'm really excited because Megan has been talking about Dialect pretty much, I think, since like the day I met her. So I've been
that sounds accurate.
Yeah, I've been really interested in playing it ever since you first brought it up. So I'm really excited to give this a try tonight. And then we got Gabe up above me.
Hello, I am Gabe. I use he, him. So this is actually my second GMless game. The first one that I actually played was a game called Mall Kids by Matthew Graveland.
Mall Kids!
Yeah.
I just backed the Kickstarter.
Yes, so I played the expansion that they had running during the Kickstarter, and it was a lot of fun, and it was nice just having the collaboration of it. So I'm very excited to see how this one goes.
Awesome. So, very, very excited. GMless games are great. They're my favorite. I love them so much. So Dialect, just a really brief elevator pitch before we hop right into it. So Dialect is a beautiful game made by Thorny Games, and it is a game about language and how it dies. So what we are going to do tonight is we are going to create an isolation that all of us are a part of, and we are going to begin to build the world of this isolation and begin to build the language that is specific to this isolation based on the world we create around it. So it's a game played in 3 phases. We are planning on doing all of our world building in our first phase tonight, and then we will be back on the 24th at the same time to finish it up. So we did choose our backdrop ahead of time. It's the only prep we've done for this game. Otherwise, you don't need any prep whatsoever. You can just sit down and play it. So we are doing a backdrop called The Compound. which I'm very excited for. I have not yet played this one. So I'm just going to swap us over to the play area real quick. So what we'll do first is I'm going to read the flavor text for the compound, and we're going to hop right in and start building our isolation. All right, so the compound. We've seen what's to become of the world, and we're not interested in being a part of it any longer. 200 strong in number, we decided to make 1982 the year that we found ourselves a new home. We built our compound at a breakneck pace. Until recently, we still had to venture outside to the outside world from time to time for necessary supplies. How we dreaded those departures and longed to be back among our own again. Mercifully, those days are now behind us, and for 23 years we have known true solitude. We have walls, we have barracks, and we produce enough food that we will never again have to set foot in the outside world again. So that's where we start. So this is our world. We are in the early 2000s in a compound completely cut off from the outside world for reasons that we will discover as we go ahead and start our game. So this begins with creating the isolation. We've chosen our backdrop. So the next step in the game is to create our aspects. So there are 3 aspects that we will create for our isolation. 2 of them are given to us, or they give us questions to determine what those aspects are. And then the third one we will determine on our own after we've created the first 2. So the aspects are basically the keystones of our society, the keystones of our isolation, the most important things about life here in our isolation. So our first aspect is called the wayward flock. What about who we are made the compound a necessity? So that is our first world building question, is what about us made leaving the outside world and creating this compound necessary? And we will derive our aspect word from what we come up with. So what about the world in 1982 made us say, you know what, we can't do this anymore, we're building a compound that so we don't have to have as much contact with the outside world, which then evolved to we never want to see the outside world again.
How historically accurate do we want to be?
It does not matter.
Could we be mutants?
I mean,
yeah.
Like X-Men mutants?
I was gonna say, do you want to take like an X-Men approach to this?
Possibly, yeah.
Because we could, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about it. We can do literally whatever we want. If we want to be mutants, we can be mutants. But they're so it's just determining the single like the single thread between all of these 200 people that were like, we're out forever.